Give me 1 second here, guys, just while I cue a couple things up. Just be a moment, make sure I get this stuff shared out correctly. And almost done. In about 2 seconds. So, okay, there we go. Post there, and we're good. Make sure we're good. Okay, what's up, everybody? David here with Core Confidence, and just have something to talk about. Help you guys with today. Something that I see a lot. Today's topic on this live is what to do when you're too busy to date and mate. What to do when you're too busy to meet and date women or solve your love life problems. Okay, it's something that I see a lot with successful guys. Of course, here at Core Confidence, we're all about helping guys who have it together in other areas of life, for instance, especially in their career, their business, they're doing fine in the health, all these things. And the love life, the dating life, the relationships with women is sort of the last piece of the pie here that they're struggling with. And a lot of times successful guys, like you guys watching this, are really busy, right? If you're divorced, you got kids you got to take care of, and pretty much every guy that reaches out to me, to speak to me on a call, stuff like that, is a good, responsible father and responsible in his career and with his money and everything, and is just struggling, solving the love life issues, the dating issues, for various reasons. But a lot of times what happens, is what'll happen is, it'll say, well, I don't have time for this, or I'm too busy for this, or I have this going on and that going on. It seems like an endless amount of time-sucking activities that get in the way of dealing with, having a successful love life or having what you want, whether that's casual dating, multiple women, openly, honestly, authentically, like I always talk about, or to find the right relationship, that woman who's beautiful inside and out. And so, and one way this happens a lot is a successful guy will bury himself in work, right? And even stay longer at work than they need to, or stay in the business longer than they actually need to be effective and get results. And, even though things really aren't working in the love life, and things are miserable to the point of misery. And here's the thing is what I've really discovered in talking to guys, every week, 5 to 10 guys a week on this, besides the emails and posts and comments that I see, is that what we have here when we take a look at a time issue or a busyness issue is not actually an issue of time or busyness. It's actually an issue of priority. And I'm explaining exactly how this works and what's happening. And it's not even a guy's fault necessarily when this is happening, because he doesn't know that he's doing this. It all looks like it's time, but it's a matter, our time, we manage our time. And one way this comes across is when we say things like, I don't have the time, then we don't have any power over time. Instead of I'm choosing not to make the time. I'm actually making decisions on what's a priority for me here, whether I am conscious of it or not. There's some way I'm making a decision on this, or that I've been making a decision. Because when we put all our stuff outside of us, all the control on, well, it's this circumstance and that circumstance, and commitment with my family or my mother and taking care of her, or the kids or the work, then you can see all your power is outside of you, and then you're trapped. And if you just think if you had an arm for each area of life, and each of those arms have to hold on to something, well, you can't move. You're stuck. You're never going to solve it, right? So what you have to do is, first of all, see that there's some way that you're creating your schedule and your time, that you're not carving out time to put into meeting and dating women or improving yourself, so that you can do that if you have shyness issues, confidence issues, attraction issues, right? And typical of the guys that I see that come to me, some have the shyness, confidence issues primarily, and other guys they do what I call pedestalizing too much, pursuing women, way too much instead of having a more even keel balance and having the right vibe, like I talk about in my masterclass as well, among other factors, right? And so you got to also understand that your time is fluid and flexible. Time is fluid and flexible, guys. It's not static, okay? Even we have a time that ticks the clock. That's not even static. If you go and take a look at how physics works, as things approach the speed of light, time slows down. So then what's time really, right? And that's a little getting down the rabbit hole here, but I'm making a point here. And aside from that, not even given that explanation, how we experience times in our perception of it and how we organize, let alone organize it and what we prioritize, what's important to us. So if you are at a point where you're like, I don't have any time, I'm just too busy, you actually have a priority issue. Now that's fine, but you have to take responsibility that you're choosing that. That's your choice. Now, you also have to take a look at a little deeper level here, which is this. A lot of times, even a guy may realize, okay, or you realize through this, okay, it's not a matter of time, David, it's a matter of priority. Great. And I'm just going to choose not to do it. Well, you got to take a deeper look and see if you're actually avoiding a fear of failure, a fear of rejection, a fear of success. You can actually be afraid to succeed in relationship. But most of the time, it's fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, and not dealing with the kind of emotional impact of not, having these other areas of life sorted out, like career, business, etc. And then this area, you think you should have it sorted out, but you don't, because it's just not working. It hasn't been working for a while or years. And that can be tough on a guy's ego, especially a really successful guy. Okay. And to sort of be humble and go, okay, what do I really want here? Do I want to solve this or not? So, first of all, the first thing to do is I encourage you to say, change any language. So you get at least back the power and control to manage your time around this issue and say, no, it's not that I don't have the time. It's either I'm choosing to make the time or not. And then if you legitimately don't want to do that, don't want to work on your love life and dating life, cool. But at least you're doing that from a position of power and empowerment and choice, and not one of being completely out of control of your schedule or time and actually blaming it on something that you actually have control over, okay? And the prioritization of things, okay? Same goes for me in my life with whatever I'm working on, right? It's easy. And man, I'll tell you what's so interesting. I've helped guys and work with guys that are long time single and have a lot of free time actually compared to some other guys that I've helped. They're divorced, they have multiple kids, they got a job, they might be starting a business, doing multiple things, but they chose to work on their love life because they chose to put that time. And they're actually, if we look at the circumstances of their life, one guy has more going on, but chooses to allocate time. The other guy says, I'm just too busy, I'm too busy. And maybe they just bury their head in their business and that's it. And they're actually not too busy. They're finding ways to avoid handling their love life. I see this stuff all the time, okay? So the guy who on paper looks busier is the one who has more time, but only because he's choosing and prioritizing. That's how it works, okay? I don't know what else to tell you. If you don't agree, then, best of luck to you. But this is how it works. So, as we're entering the last several months of the year, I think you owe it to yourself to take a stock of where you're at in your love life. If this is something you want to prioritize. How many women you find attractive have you gotten together with this week, this month, last couple months? Have you actually gotten together with, or have you even met or approached, right? And ones that you consider quality, certainly in looks, but also they're a decent person, right? Quality is inside and out. If you are meeting these women, are you spending most of your time trying to, get them on a date or get them on more dates and they're kind of flaking or avoiding and maybe things aren't really moving forward romantically, right? Or is there a balance, or are they chasing you, right? Are they pursuing you? Are they interested in you? Are they showing interest back and saying, hey, when can we get together again? Instead of you doing all the pushing for that, which is traditionally what a lot of guys are taught to do. We're all taught to do it. Are you getting treated in the way that you deserve by women? Are you getting treated with respect? Or are you being undervalued? Or are you being seen as a resource provider that buys dinner and drinks and pays for stuff for her? or maybe gives her compliments and attention. She's, oh, thank you, thank you. And then you just get a peck on the cheek at the end of the night, or you get a let's just be friends. You're such a great guy. You know, you're such a nice guy, great guy, blah, blah, blah. I just don't feel the chemistry for you, right? These are all the things that I hear from guys every week. And then I'd say most importantly of all here, how do you want to finish out 2018 and then into 2019? It's November 1st today. We're only 2 months away from 2019. It's coming fast. Holiday season's here. It's actually a good time to get out and about. Women are looking for love just as much as guys are, and relationships and fun or whatever, you know, they're looking for the different women through the holiday season here. So you got to be willing to know that you got to change what you're doing, your habits, but reprioritize your love life. And so, you know, the strategy we use here is dead simple. Meet women socially and in person. Working on that vibe, that sexy magnetic vibe, right? Flipping the script on things, enticing her, inspiring her to chase, inviting her into your world, and having women chasing you, and not in a way that you're going to use and abuse them, but in a way that's genuine and a way that you're actually interested in connecting with the right women. And you're going to be honest about that, right? And that's it. No online dating BS. I'm not saying you can't use online dating, but you know, I've helped guys that do it, but I always tell them it's got to become secondary. If you want the quality women and you want it faster, and you want to, you know, you can't transmit vibe through online. You just can't do it. And you are cut above all the other guys who use apps and who use sites that are trying to run through the numbers. And because they're afraid of approaching and meeting women in person, because they don't have the skills, they don't have the confidence, they don't have the vibe. Okay. So, you know, this is about creating the life that you want in terms of your love life and becoming the best version of you, because you're the common denominator, right? We're the common denominator in our relationships with women. We're always the one that's present, or if we're having a problem, we experience a problem within us. So, you know, this stuff can happen fast. It depends on how committed and willing you are to change and have what you want and prioritize things here. So the bottom line here is, you know, what I do is way different. If you've watched my masterclass, then even traditional dating approaches, and definitely the pickup, way different than pickup. Everything is flipped over on its head. Way more integrated into your life. It's actually meant to be more efficient. Look, time has to be put in at some part of the process, but it's meant to be more time and energy efficient, actually, so you can enjoy dating and relationships with women and have time to spend on your work and have time to spend for your kids. But if you have zero time to do that, then there's nothing I can do to help you. So, you know, maybe just me sharing this distinction, you're like, wow, I'm going to reprioritize and I'm going to put some time and effort in, and I'm okay with being a hunter pursuer, as I like to call it, and that'll work for me. Cool. Then maybe that'll work for you, and go do that. And you know, all the power to you. But if you want to prioritize this, solve your challenges, have what you want, and be the guy that women chase and set things up like that, because you want to be the king and not the hunter, as I talk about in my Attraction on Command masterclass, then you know, we can schedule a call. Few criteria that, you know, you just need to meet on the page, the application page. It's a free breakthrough call. We'll talk about what's working, what's not, your biggest challenges, and you know, where you want to go, what you want to achieve, and appropriate steps along the way, and map out that solid game plan and see if or how I can best help you out. And, you know, here's the thing is, this isn't, if you're trying to sort out and determine how, you know, am I committed to working on this, or do I have time, and you want to jump on the phone with me to figure that out, this call is not for that. Okay, don't book a call right now until you've made a decision. You're going to really put time and want to crush this and commit. As a guy who's successful in your career, your business, other areas of life, you want to be just as successful in your love life as you are in your career, business, health, etc. Right? So all you need to do is go to coreofconfidence.com/talk, coreofconfidence.com/talk, fill out a bit of info, and then you'll be directed to my scheduler, my calendar, and set up a time to talk and map out things for you, see how I can best help you, and would love to do that. I actually have to run off to a call here in a few minutes, so excited to see how I can help another guy, and then I'll be going out myself this fine Thursday. to socialize and talk to people, meet people, certainly meet women. And I hope this was helpful. So we'll talk to you soon, guys. Peace.